Okay, first up, Arwen Undomiel. I have no idea how to pronounce that name, and hopefully I never have to try again. Green blue for a choo-choo legendary creature elf noble. These all are legendaries if they are creatures. Whenever you scry, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature for green blue scry choo. I mean, a choo-choo for choo that puts counters on your stuff is pretty strong. You have some minor additional ability on this, like 6 mana, scry choo, put a +1/+1 counter on something. I would say rarely gonna be used, especially if you have looting with like the ring. It's just like, it's very expensive for a pretty minor effect. But it's nonetheless a nice upside to have. I think this is kind of like obviously good, and you just have to wonder how good it is. Like, you're not gonna scry every turn, even within the scry archetype. It's a mana choo-choo only in color, like B-. I'm picking this like a C. First of all, it's Simic, which is always trash. I'm not actually considering that into my count ratings, but you have to keep in mind that this will probably gonna drop because Simic is never good. But I'm on a B-. I think this for it is in color and outside. I could go to a B though in color.
I think it's very powerful in color. I like it a lot, but I'm picking this as a C, just as a straight up C. Because you're never splashing for this, and yeah, Simic usually most of the time Simic just goes down, because it's not usually very good at, doesn't have the best interaction. It's not usually very good in aggressive game plan, and then it kind of wants to go for late game, but usually suffers from the lack of interaction, and then it's like, so doesn't usually have the best snowball. Yeah, it's pretty good in Simic. I'm in color. I'm okay with a B, just a B. If you want, we can give it a B-. You choose, but I'm okay with a B. Out of color, yeah. C, never splash for this, but seems pretty good. Like this is gonna be real nice in your Simic decks. There are enough commons that scry, and that are actually good cards.
But Bilbo, retired Burglar. 1 blue-red for a 1/3 legendary creature halfling rogue. When Bilbo enters or leaves the battlefield, the ring tempts you. Whenever Bilbo deals combat damage to a player, create a treasure token.
Bilbo.
It's very nice to have an ability on a ring bearer kind of thing, because, or like deals combat damage to a player kind of deal. This is very hard to block, especially when you get a third ability and then you're creating treasures. It's very nice. It still has this one big problem of being a 3 mana 1/3,
Yeah.
which I really hate. But it does do a bunch of stuff. The problem is that I'm not entirely sure that blue-red decks will actually actively want this kind of a card, just because it isn't an instant or a sorcery. We will have to see. I'm on a C+ for this in color to begin with. It could be better, but I could also see it being a decent amount worse, because it is very bad at blocking. Like, really bad. It's just like, maybe even C in color. I'll actually go to C in color. It's just like, sure, it's attacking with this is nice, creating treasure tokens with this is nice, but it's, in the end, it's still a 3 mana 1/3. Actually, I'll go to C-. Never mind.
C- in color?
Yes.
How do you pick it?
Like a D.
I think this is fine. This is one of the very rare creatures that care about connecting, and it is gonna be very hard to block. But 1/3 is a very big problem. 1/3 is a huge problem. I want to believe, but it's like it needs to get through, it needs to attack. If they have a 1-powered creature as well, then...
I mean, it's very hard to block if you have the third ability, because it's really hard to have a 1-power creature that can also kill this, and then you have Death Touch with the Bilbo.
It's not that easy to get a third ability, though.
Yes.
I'm on a C- out of color, actually. And I'm fine with C+ in color. I think it's gonna be good.
Okay, I'll go C then, in color.
Okay.
Butterbur. Bree, Innkeeper, 2 red, white, legendary creature, human peasant. Oh, these are all legendary creatures. I guess that's not needed information. It's a 3/3, so a 4 mana 3/3. At the beginning of your end step, if you don't control a food, create a food token. So on first read, this kind of sounds okay because it is effectively creating your resource at the beginning of each end step, and it also has like a pseudo ETB due to creating a food at your end step. The problem I have with this card is that if you really can't afford to use your foods to gain tree life, you really don't want to do that. So you need to have a lot of ways to use them proactively, and if you don't, this card is really fucking bad, I think, because it's a 4 mana 3/3. And then you need to have ways to use multiples of them. And green white is aggressive, so like, yeah, sure, getting more foods is nice because you can use them for your other cards. But you really don't want a 4 mana 3/3, and you really don't want to just make foods if you don't have other ways to use them. I think this is worse than Bilbo, so I'll give this as I can start this as an optimistic C minus in color, and I'm picking this a D. I think it's gonna be worse than C minus.
There's like one common in the whole archetype, or in blue, oh sorry, in green and white. It's a 2 mana 2/2. You can sacrifice a turn, food once per turn, to put a +1/+1 counter on it. It gets
Yes,
vigilance.
yeah, that's the best thing with this. The problem I have with this is exactly that. There's only like most of the things that care like sack foods and care about foods are one-time things. Like they only sack one food, and you just don't. You need to have a lot of like things that make use of food, I think, for this to be.
And it's that. It's if you have a lot of those watchdogs, this becomes good. Becomes really good. If you don't, you don't. I mean, not many commons are needed to make something good, but if there is just one, then we get into a problem. So I'm gonna pick this as like a D plus. I mean, getting food every turn and sacking it for life is not the worst thing in the world, but yeah, not a big fan. Not many payoffs. You just gotta sack them for 2 mana. The 1/3 can sack it when it attacks, but how? I mean, it's a 1/3. Goddammit.
You can sack them with pony as well.
Yeah, but the commons. I'm talking about the commons, right? If
But
any archetype really needs uncommons, then it's pretty bad. Well, we're gonna get to those cards.
It depends how many uncommons there are. If some archetype has like 4 uncommons that are good in it, I don't actually think it needs a single common.
Okay. I don't think so, but anyways, I'm just on a D plus and in color. I mean, I think it's like a C minus. What do you give it in color?
C minus.
Yeah. Next one.
Denethor, ruling Steward. 1 white black for a 2/4 human noble. At the beginning of your end step, if a creature died under your control this turn, create a 1/1 white human soldier creature token. 2, sacrifice another creature. Each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. So like kind of nothing on this card is exciting, but all of it is like kind of okay enough that I can't really see this card being bad. I can't see it being great. I don't think it's great either, just because it's a 3 mana 2/4, which is fine. And like having a creature die is kind of tough. You can at some point start cycling your creatures kind of or like draining your opponent with your creatures, but I do think this is good, not amazing. I want to give this like a C plus in color, I think, and I'm picking it probably like as a C minus.
I think this is pretty great. If it creates 1/1/1, that's really nice already. But I'm gonna be picking this as like a C plus, and in color, I think it's a B minus.
I can come to as B minus in color, sure.
Yeah, it's 2/4 is fine. Like the effect is nice. Its opponent doesn't really want to trade. Like I like everything about this one.
Friendly Rivalry, red-green for an instant. Target creature you control and up to 1 other target legendary creature you control each deal damage equal to their power to target creature you don't control. So it's like a rabbit bite, but if you have a legendary, you can choose 2 creatures you control to kill one of theirs, which makes it much less risky if you have a legendary creature, which isn't that difficult in this set. And you can kill bigger stuff than your stuff if you really need to. Obviously, that can still be risky, but Yeah, I think this is because the problem with Rabbit Bite is that you can't kill bigger stuff, and it's extremely risky in scenarios where you like sometimes you have to take those risks. It's not like you can wait until your opponent taps out. Like sometimes you can, but sometimes you cannot. Usually you can, but sometimes you can't. But this, it's not as much of an issue as you can have just 2 creatures that deal the damage to something. I like this a decent amount. I still don't think this kind of effects are amazing, but this is like significantly better than Rabbit Bite, which I would probably give like a C minus or a C. I'll probably go for B minus in color, and like I'm picking it like a C. I will probably end up going lower on it because I have no fucking clue what the fuck Gruul is doing in this format. But
Nothing.
I'll start this as a C in color.
Yeah, Gruul. Then, what kind of a reward is this? Like, for example, I think this is significantly worse than a rabbit
I'll
bite.
see outside of color, but yeah.
Yeah, for me it's like significantly worse than rabbit bite because it's dual color, right? You can't just take it and think about, oh, maybe I'm gonna be Gruul. No, if you take rabbit bite, you're like, okay, maybe I'm Gruul.
I kind of disagree with that because I think this is significantly better in exactly red green, and I'm kind of more interested in picking a card that is actively good in red green over a pretty filler.
I would pick the rabbit bite way higher than this if I don't know if I'm red green, and in the pack one, I don't know what
I
color
would
I
pick
am.
this over a rabbit bite back one pick one.
That's just silly. Um,
But I also
especially,
don't like rabbit bite much. Like I think rabbit bite is very medium. So
I
that
mean,
might
not okay. Rabbit bite is a sorcery, or is it? Is it instant
instant.
speed?
Oh, rabbit bite is a sorcery. I meant the instant speed.
Yeah, the instant speed. This
Yeah.
one
Okay.
green instant speed. Yeah, but okay, I would pick this significantly lower. It's just why would you take this pack one pick one? Like if Gruul is
Because I
not.
don't. The thing is that I don't really care about having rabbit bites in my deck, and while I would pick a solid common over or a good common over this, I wouldn't pick rabbit bite over this because I will care if I have this in my red green deck, but I don't really care much about having a rabbit bite in my green deck.
I think this is like the reward is not significant enough for me to lose this pick every single time that I don't end up in Gruul. So I'm just gonna start it as a D, and in color. In color, I don't care about it that much. I think I'm on a C plus.
Yeah, I'm fine with the C plus. I'll go to a C minus outside of color, but I think it's very similar to rabbit bite in terms of where you pick it.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think this is any kind of a reward for being into Gruul. Like,
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
when I go with multicolor
Oh,
cards, I
like
kind of want
reward,
rewards.
reward reason I don't think, right? I think it's a reward for being in Gruul, but
Yeah, I wouldn't call it that. All right.
why did you? Okay. If
Okay.
you are giving something like Bilbo or even the fucking green white card a higher grade outside of color than this card, but you still are fine with a C plus in color with this, and you gave them a lower grade in color. That doesn't make any sense, Lola.
Mm, the white green one.
Yeah, you gave it a E plus outside of color.
You can give it a D, a green. Give the green. That doesn't make sense. Green, white, D. Just go to a D. That card, maybe I should give it a D. I think I should give it a D minus, but let's start it as a D. Bilbo, I like more than this.
I disagree. Frodo Baggins, green white for a 1/3 legendary creature halfling scout. Whenever Frodo Baggins or another legendary creature enters the battlefield under your control, the ring tempts you. As long as Frodo is your ring bearer, it must be blocked if able, which is only really relevant after the third step, generally, I would say. Because then they just they have to lose all of their 1 power. I like this a lot more than Bilbo, let's just say that. Even though it doesn't have any like kind of reward for getting hitting face, it's 2 mana for a 1/3 that has a relevant ability. Oh, it also can trigger a ring bearing like multiple times due to legendaries being pretty common. Like your opponent kind of just wants to deal with this, which is very awkward for them because it isn't really doing much as it is. It's a 1/3. And then the must block text is nice. I don't think it's all that relevant, but it's nice. It's nice to have. I want to give this like a B in color, I think. I'm beginning to take a C+.
Yeah, this is maybe the best one so far.
Yeah, I agree.
But it's like, with this one you can get to the third effect, and all of a sudden the third effect can be pretty damn good. Putting a counter on this, giving it +1, +1, +2, +2 is definitely gonna make the second ability relevant. Because then they gotta like chump block your creature. So yeah, I like this one a lot. I'm giving it like a B+ in color, and I'm thinking as a C+ because it doesn't work anywhere else, I think. But yeah, this is really good. I kind of want to give it a B-, but let's give it a C+ because it's not splashable. I know how good Celestia is gonna
I
be.
never splash cards anyway, so that's fine.
Okay.
Gandalf Sanction, 1 blue-red for a sorcery. It deals Axe damage to target creature where Axe is the number of instant and sorcery cards in your graveyard. Excess damage is dealt to that creature's controller instead. Okay, I love this magic card. I'm not sure how good it's gonna be because it is pretty clunky, I must say. You can't use it very early on. But I do think there is a chance that you can just build your whole deck around this. Because there is a blue-red deck that can certainly play 0 creatures if it wants to. In this format, I think the Pinger is might be the only exception, or one of the only exceptions that you'll play. You'll play like really good creatures, sure. But I think you can make a deck around this. You also have a weird card that buys spells back. You have cards that mill you. I think this can be a real win condition. In general, you don't need them, but I think this is like a good kind of win condition can be. You can build your whole deck around this. You don't need more than one. I don't think. It's like kind of a Zenith Flare in disguise. It's obviously way worse than Zenith Flare, but we don't need to get into small details.
Yeah.
I just love this card. I really hope this is good, and I'm willing to believe that this is good because I do think you can build your whole deck around this, and I think this card is gonna be very good in that deck. The only thing I'm unsure about is if that deck is good because it has to play some slightly suboptimal cards to get there. But in that deck, I do think this is like an A-. But it's just like you have to also factor the fact in that you have to build your deck around this, and your deck becomes worse because you're playing this card. But I will start this high. I'm hoping that this is good. If this isn't, I have no idea what the fuck Blue Red is actually doing. And I think this single-handedly might decide whether blue is good or not. Because I think every single blue card outside of 2 maybe, or every single playable blue card outside of maybe 2 get better if blue-red spells is the thing. Some red cards do as well, but mainly just the blue commons get way better, I think, or better. And you might make even a couple unplayable cards into playable cards. I mean, I'm picking this as a B, but I won't give it that high of a grade. I begin as a B only because I really want to just try this card out. But I'm going very optimistic. I'm going C in color B and picking it like a C+.
Yeah, the Zenith Flare this is not. Zenith Flare, people say it's a problem that it's not good at 3. Well, Zenith Flare is garbage at 4, but it was probably the best card in the format or something like it.
Okay, I do think this is as well, but like in late game, I mean.
And so that's not a problem at all that it's not good at 3, from my perspective. It's just like, who cares? It just costs 3 mana, which means you can double spell with it later. Now Zenith Flare also gained life, and you could play one Zenith Flare and then win with the other one later, and you still didn't die. There was another huge thing. When you're using spells in this format,
but you can also use this like it isn't quite like you don't gain like 10 life like with Zenith Flare if you use it on like the creature because you had to. But you do still get rid of a creature. Like this still has the buyout of just getting rid of a creature, and either you can draw your second one or you can buy this back later from your graveyard. So yeah, like you don't still mind using it as a removal spell, like if you need relatively early on when you can use this as a removal spell.
The big thing also is that when you cycled Right, you started cycling very early. It was colorless. You had infinite. A lot of the cycling 1 cards were really bad, and nobody wanted them unless they were in cycling. So if you were the one who was doing the cycling and the others weren't really, you just naturally get them in black, in all the colors that are not blue-white in Ikoria. Now, the cards that work with cycling were really good outside of Zenith Flare. Like just dealing 1 damage every time you cycle a card for 1 and redraw.
I think the 1 drop was actually better than Zenith Flare, but we don't need to get into that.
Okay. And then we have the Marmo set, which was a 2/3 first strike. Every time you cycle it, gets +2/+0. So that's very hard to block. So that deals extra damage while you're just randomly cycling. And then you had a 2/3 that tapped opponent creatures when you cycle, and that also deals extra damage and protects your life total. And again, you just play those as many 1 cycling cards. 2 was nice as well. And then those 2 drops that you can play on 2 also cycled. So those worked with the Zenith Flare. So you had like a deck where Zenith Flare was amazing, but not even a must. And I don't think it's gonna be worth it. I don't think there is even close of the same amount of cards like you had in Ikoria for cycling. And the cards that are good are gonna be good for people that are in red or blue, instant and sorceries. Even if they are not red, blue and trying to do Gandalf's Sanction deck. So you're not just randomly gonna get them, like you got the cycling 1 cards in Ikoria. So I don't think this is very good. I'm just gonna give it, I'm gonna believe and start it as a D+. And in color, like I'm on a C- really for it. What is your in color grade?
B+. I will never go below B- in color. Never. So
you can go to B-. There we go.
So I can go to a B-.
Let's go to the next one.
I can see it being pretty garbage, but I'm really hoping. And so far, I do think it's good. I've been building the deck a lot, and I do think it uses very well a lot of cards that will go late.
I think there is gonna be a deck to be made, but I don't think it's gonna be as consistent as cycling. That's my biggest deal.
Yeah. But the deck doesn't need to be good for it to be as it doesn't need to be as good as cycling for a deck.
No, it's never gonna be good as cycling. But I think the problem is gonna be consistency, right? Sometimes you're gonna.
I do think red-black was better than red-white in Ikoria, but the busted cycling decks were incredibly busted. But I don't think you just got busted cycling decks generally.
And the cycling decks were kind of easiest to get into. But though red-black, I also think red-black was better. Okay, next one.
Gwaihir the Windlord, 4 blue-white for a 4/4 bird noble. This spell costs 2 less to cast as long as you've drawn 2 or more cards this turn. It has flying and vigilance. Other birds you control have vigilance. So it's a 6 mana 4/4 flying vigilance, and then it's 2 less if you've drawn 2 or more cards this turn. And the easiest way to do this is with the ring. I don't actually think you need any other. You don't need to play card draw. The payoff for blue-white or the draw 2 stuff is just looting with the ring. You want a lot of tempting. I don't think you care about card draw any more than any other decks would.
I think it's incredible.
Yeah, but I think this card, it's just it's a Serra Angel.
But better.
It can be 1 cheaper or 1 expensive, and I don't like Serra Angel. I think the fact that this can I don't know. It's because you kind of need to play this on 4 to get the full value out of this, and tempting the ring twice by turn 4 is still relatively difficult, and it's not great if you can't play this on 4. Sure, you can maybe double spell with it later, but it loses a significant amount of value if you're not playing it on 4.
Yeah.
And on 6 it's just bad. I'm on I'm on an optimistic C for this in color. I'm picking this a D+.
I think it's C+ in color. I think
I'll go C- in color. Right? I don't know. This is
there is really good things that tempt you in these colors, but you're not gonna have tempted twice, I think, and the tech on turn 4. That doesn't seem that easy. That actually seems pretty damn hard. So yeah, that's a bit of a problem. But I think it's pretty good to have like top end that is gonna cost 4, even if you're gonna play it on turn 5, because of the second ability of the ring, right? If you can limit yourself to being fine for a long time with 4 mana, I think that's pretty good.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, sure. Okay,
yeah.
I'm fine with the C in color. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay. I'm okay with the C as well, but
I can go to C plus. I actually, yeah.
perfect. Let's go for the C plus. That's what I wanted in the first place. C plus in color, but out of color. Do we have any birds? Do we have any birds on common?
I have no idea. I have no idea.
I mean, we have some birds, I guess.
mean, yeah, I guess they get vigilance.
They get vigilance?
Whatever. Does the blue-white uncommon create birds? No, why doesn't it create birds? The other blue-white uncommon.
I'm on a C minus, just out of color. I think it's fine. Because there are other effects, right? You can sometimes pay like 1 mana in blue. Like turn 5, 1 mana, ring tempts you, draw a card, and you play this. That seems fine. So, I think it's good.
Next up, Legolas, counter of kills. 2 green blue. For a legendary creature elf archer, it's a 2/3. It's a 4 mana 2/3. It has reach whenever you scry. If Legolas is tapped, you may untap it. So if you scry, you can kind of give it vigilance. And if you can scry at instant speed, like, you can give it vigilance and like with sorcery speed, but yeah, you can ambush something, I guess, with your 2/3 if you have an instant speed scry. Do this only once each turn. Whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, put a +1/+1 counter on Legolas. So I can play a 4 mana 2/3 that like can kind of ish gain vigilance if I scry. And then my opponent can choose whether the creatures die or not to grow this bigger. And even if you get like 2 counters on this, it's a 4-drop, it's like a 4/5 or like turn 5 or 6, I don't give a fuck. This might be the worst multicolor uncommon I've seen in a long time.
Yes.
This is garbage. I want to give this a F in color. I think this is really bad.
What is this? Why did they do this to Legolas? Counter of kills? Yeah, but he's never gonna kill anything. Like, this seems like...
Yeah, he's countering the killing, you know.
Okay, this would make sense if this was like Legolas, a small baby, 3-year-old, and then after 10 years, then it can start, or 10 or 15 years, it can start killing things, because everything else needs to protect Legolas and kill things for him, because he's not gonna kill anything. So sure, he's a counter. I don't know why he has a bow for reach, I guess, but he literally counts the kills. That's the only thing it does. It counts the kill that somebody else does. And Jesus, what is this? What is this reward? Untap it when you scry? Oh, let's not forget, once per turn. Once per turn. Just in case you want to untap it 10 times for reasons. Wow.
Reasons unknown.
Let's go FF. Like, let's go
Okay.
FF. We okay with that? This is
Yes,
this is
I am.
yeah.
In fact, am.
Is FF okay?
Yes.
Holy fuck! What did I do? Oh lord.
I would rather have a Windrake, and I would never put a Windrake into my...
Yeah, Windrake seems pretty good.
Oh, like a Phantom Monster, like 4 mana 3/3.
In Windrake 2/1, Windrake 2/1. Like, it has evasion, right? So it has evasion, and it has the same power, and it costs 1 less mana. Oh my god, let's go next.
Okay, Mauhur, Uruk-hai Captain. I probably butchered the name again, but that's fine. Red-black for a 2/2 Orc Soldier, Menace. If one or more +1/+1 counters would be put on an army, goblin, or orc you control, that many +1/+1 counters are put on it instead. I hate effects that say like +1/+1/+1 count. You have to say +1 so many times. And you're like, okay. Anyway, yeah. So basically, you just may like when you amass for 1 more. That's basically it. The ability. It's a 2/2 with Menace, which is like solid, but I wouldn't be excited about only a 2-mana 2/2 with Menace. It would be solid though. Probably. And but it has a nice ability. There is a lot of a mass in the set. 2-drop. That's like pretty good on its own. Pretty solid on its own. Whatever. And has a relevant ability. Yeah, I'm all in. I want to give this like the ability isn't as good as, let's say, with the Scry thing that put +1/+1 counters on it. I don't think. But it's also not that far off. And it's just a better creature.
Yeah.
Which is very relevant. I want to give this like a B in color, and I'm picking it like as a C+.
Yeah, I'm picking this as a C+. Like, armies in black red are good. Like, the cards that make armies are good. And this makes them like way better. Way better. So, yeah, let's go for a C+ out of coloring color. This is something that I would love in my Rakdos decks. And yeah, just a 2/2 Menace. If it does nothing else, it's fine. But this is gonna do things. So yeah, B, at least B in color. Yeah, B seems fine.
The Mouth of Sauron. 3 blue, black of Sauron. Anyway, 3/4 for a human advisor. Enters the battlefield. Target player mills 3 cards, then amass Orc's Axe, where Axe is the number of instant and sorcery cards in that player's graveyard. So to note, you can, if your opponent has like a couple more instant and sorceries in your in the graveyard than yours, you just mill your opponent. Like they might mill another instant or sorcery, which is very nice upside. Like even though you have this deck and you can maybe like build your deck better around this, there's gonna be a significant number of times you just mill your opponent because they will more likely have more like make a bigger creature for you. But anyway,
what if your opponent is playing the Izzet? You're playing Izzet deck, and opponent does this to you.
Yeah, but we don't. I'll bounce their amass token surely. Anyway, it's this is great. It's like a 5-mana 3/4 creates another body, which is probably gonna be at least like a 2/2, a couple counters on your army. Just good magic card. I don't think you really need to like build around this, especially since it targets your opponent and it's like or can target your opponent. You can kind of just target whichever has more or in the graveyard currently. In blue, you will like almost all of the solid blue cards are at least common instants or sorceries, so you will probably have a pretty high quantity of instants and sorceries anyway. But I don't think you really like want to kind of just do this thing more because you have this necessarily. It's just a good magic card. Like 5-mana 3/4, create another thing. Can be a pretty fucking big thing sometimes as well. Yeah, it's still a 5. I'm on like a between a B and a B- in color. I'm picking it at least like a C.
I'm picking this as a B-. This is a perfect splash for me. If anybody ever wants to splash, this is the one. Playing it in late game seems super fine. I mean, I guess okay. You don't want to like work very hard towards splashing, but it's fine to splash it. Like it's super good in very late game as well. But this thing is this is gonna make a lot of stats. Like, this is gonna add a lot of stats to the battlefield. Like even on turn 5, this is like a 3/4 that makes a 2/2. It's gonna be better than that. I'm pretty sure.
I don't think because on average on turn 5 in a lot of games I don't think you will have more than one instant or sorcery in your graveyard.
One of you too.
Yeah, but like I think your opponent and you will have like one instant or sorcery in your graveyard. You can have more, but I think a pretty common case if you play this on turn 5 is to make a 2/2 or a 3/3, and that's still good, but it's not like insane.
I think this sets too much stats. I'm on a B+ in color.
For a B then?
Yeah, I think this is just like I think this is overstarted. This is exactly what I'm looking for. My 5-drop, make 2 bodies. One of them is pretty large body, and we didn't talk about this, but there's a little bit of a problem. Like picking these legendaries too high. Like how big of a reward are they if you get multiples? Yeah, that's fine, but what happens when you get 4? What happens when you get 3? Like,
yes.
There is a slight problem. So yeah. Ooh.
Old Man Willow, 2 green or 2 black green for a star tree folk. Old Man Willow's power and toughness are each equal to the number of lands you control. Whenever it attacks, you may sacrifice another creature or a token. When you do, target creature an opponent controls gets -2/-2 until end of turn. So like food is probably the best thing to sacrifice. And then you can sacrifice like your mass tokens to maybe kill one of the things. Yeah, I mean it's very big. On turn 4 it's only a 4/4 though, which is pretty bad. Since I think 4/4s have fallen out of favor massively. Every 4/4 we've had with upside has been like D range. Or like at least at common, most of the 4/4s.
But it's a pretty large upside.
Yes, it has a large upside, but it's still at its base just a random stupid big vanilla creature. Mostly. I don't love this. I like this card. Like I will always play it in my green black deck, but I am not in love. I want to give this like a C in color, and I'm picking this like a D plus.
I mean, this one is a B minus. In color, a B plus. This one, so it's a 4/4 on turn 4. Every land that you get, it makes it a 5/5, makes it a 6/6. That's already good. But so usually it's like we usually get landfall creatures like a 2/3 on turn 4, and then landfall get a +1/+1 counter or some garbage like that, right? This is already normally started creature when you have 4 lands, and it grows from that point. That's a great thing to have when it has an amazing ability, right? This is overstarted creature if you get to 5 or 6 lands that has incredibly good ability. Sacrificing your smaller things, whatever. Sacrificing the food, obviously, the best thing. But sacrificing your smaller things, this is... I can't... Seeing color, man?
I don't think this card is particularly good.
Like, it's overstarted
like,
for a 4-drop.
Yes, but it's just like, it's still, I guess, a 5/5 on turn 5 for it. You played for 4 mana, that's good. The ability is solid, it's nothing spectacular. It doesn't have an ETB. I don't know. I stand by my C in color. I can go to a B minus, sure, but I don't think this card is that great.
I guess then it's B minus, B minus. Whatever. I fucking love this card. I mean, you play it in the late game. It's in this set. I guess you're gonna have less lands on the battlefield, right? Because of the ring bearers, because they're not gonna want to go play a ton of lands. But I mean, if you have 6 lands, you play it. It's a 6/6 with the ability as well, but it costs 4 mana. Like, how is this not great? Like, you play it on turn 5, it's a 5/5. You play it when you have 5 lands, it's a 5/5. What are you?
It's just a 5/5.
Like, what do you? How good as a? And it has an incredible ability on it. Like, what do you expect
Fine
from?
ability on it. I expect my 4-drops to do something when they enter the battlefield. That's what I expect.
Yeah, but this one is like overstarted with a great ability. I mean, what would you rather have a 4 mana make 2 2/2s?
Close. No, I wouldn't, but I don't think it's that far off.
Well, what grade do you give? Like do you give the 4 mana make 2 2/2s like a C minus?
Yeah, C minus C.
Okay, well, agree to disagree. Oh, this one, baby.
Prince Imrahil the Fair, blue-white for a 2/2 human noble. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, create a 1/1 white human salty creature token. Now, instead of the 4/4 flyer, this is actually like a real payoff. It's also nice. Like, the red-black thing, for example, I can see your opponent just being, like, they can just let it live. It's not a disaster. It is kind of a disaster if you let this card live. So, like, the fact that it has legendary isn't as big of a downside as with some other cards, because your opponent does really want to get rid of this. With the ring, this just can pretty rapidly start going off. The 1/1s are also great ring bearers, because why not? But yeah, this card seems amazing. I want to give this a B in color, I think, but I could see B plus.
Let's go B plus.
Sure, and I will pick this as a B minus.
Yeah, I'm also picking this as a B minus. This is fucked up. There is no set where like it is a perfect. This feels like a rare, like some kind of a rare for this set. It's just like you don't have to play this on 2 at any point of the game. This is gonna be real good. It's like whenever your ring bearer attacks, you make a 1/1. Whenever you make your ring bearer attacks, you make a 1/1. If you have the second ring effect. Hey, let's go. B minus. How highly I'm picking it as a start because it's these 2 colors, but it's. I mean, I can. I kind of want to give this as a B as a starting grade.
Oh, you can do it if you want to.
Yeah, let's give it a B. I mean, this is. I picked this. I want to be Azorius. I'm just not super excited about some white cards, but this is crazy.
Oh.
Yeah, the Golgari is probably gonna suck. That's the problem. But that's a reward for Golgari. Anyways, on to the next one.
Yeah, reward, but it's not a reason to be in Golgari. I don't think. I think it's fine.
It is a reward.
I will pick my good comments over it in Golgari. Ringsight, 1 blue-black for a sorcery. The ring tempts you. Search your library for a card that shares a color with a legendary creature you control, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. So this is like kind of a demonic tutor for 3 mana with the kind of multiple conditions you have to meet. Ring tempting you is nice. You can basically choose a creature on the battlefield and then you can search for a card that shares color with the creature you have on the battlefield. The thing is that tutor effects in limited aren't as good as they seem, generally speaking. Demonic tutor, even in Strixhaven, it was a good card, but it wasn't an insane card. Also, if you have no creatures, this is fucking garbage, and that does happen some amount of time. And it's 3 mana to tutor something in the best case scenario.
So what's the grade?
Fine. Like, I think I will include this in my blue-black deck, but it is a little bit awkward, so I want to give it like a C in color, and I'm picking it.
This card heavily depends. Like it's basically a tutor and ring tempt you, depending on what creature you have on the battlefield. Like you just
go to a C minus in color.
This depends on. Well, do you have any a bomb in attack? It really does depend on that. Like if you have a bomb,
I kind of disagree. I think you need multiple. Like you need selection that you can get, kind of in your deck. Like I don't think you necessarily even need a bomb. Obviously, that's a nice selection as well. But you kind of need your deck to have multiple things that you want to search up in different.
That's basically every deck. But that's basically every deck I make.
Like good magic cards. You get the kind of.
Yeah, I kind of don't care about that. I don't care about searching the right card for 3 mana. I care about searching for my bomb for 3 mana. So if I have it, then I like this. So really, I think the floor is not very good, not very high, but the ceiling is kind of higher. So on average, I feel like I'm gonna pick this as a C minus. Well, I don't remember the rares that much, but NCA said that the rares are way weaker in this set than usually. And I'm actually gonna start this as a D plus out of color, right? And in color, what do you give it as in color?
C minus.
Yeah, I'm okay with a C minus. I mean, give it a D. Actually, give it a D for me out of color. C minus seems fine.
The problem is that I don't like this card has. First of all, it's blue black. You need to like be blue black, but you also like don't want this in every blue black deck. So it's like kind of worse to pick early than normal, even normal like uncommon.
You need to. I think you need to have a bomb in your deck to search for, and then it's worth to pay this mana. And the ring does tempt you, so it's not nothing.
Rise of the Witch King. 2 black green for a sorcery. Each player sacrifices a creature. If you sacrifice a creature this way, you may return another permanent card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Why does it say another permanent card when this isn't even a permanent? Anyway, oh yeah, you can't return the sacrificed permanent.
That's so weird. That's so weird.
I see.
Why can't you return that card?
The best case scenario for this is a 4 mana return something kinda. because the effect is still symmetrical.
Yeah.
And we've learned that the edicts are like symmetrical both place sack a thing, even if you like build around it aren't. Well, usually you're spending card to do it, but anyway, like they just aren't really. It's not much of an upside for you, is what I'm getting at on this card. And then, well, yeah, you have no creatures. I guess it's a 4-mana. They sack a creature, and there are land cyclers in this set, which are also, I think, better than in the last set.
Yeah.
Which is nice with this, but still, like, it's at its best, it's 4-mana reanimate. It is solid with the land cycles, but it still isn't that insane, I don't think. I think, personally, I do think this card is gonna end up a little too clunky. I don't think most decks will want this.
So what's the grade?
I want to give this a D+ in color. I'm beginning that like a minus, I guess. Like I think in some decks it will be better, but I don't. It's also not gonna be good in more like a lot of Golg either.
It's pretty good with land cycling. Like it's and like it is pretty good. The cards are it's a cycle for only one, and again the black has some amass. It has some tokens, so that helps. But the opponent could have the same. So this symmetrical effect is like, I don't know if it's gonna be better for you or for the opponent. I mean, you're gonna use it when you want to, but who knows? Then there's another thing, like these small creatures are sometimes ring bearers, so it's fine. Like you're gonna get into a situation where your opponent doesn't really want to sacrifice the ring bearer, because maybe they don't have the tempt card in their hand. But yeah, not a crazy good card or anything. I'm gonna give it like a D. And in color, I'm okay with a C-, but you want to give it a D+ in color?
I can go to a C-, but I have a feeling that it's gonna drop. But I can go start with this.
Yeah, but the land cyclers are pretty good, like...
Yeah, but I don't... The black land cycler, if I remember correctly, I do think is pretty bad.
Yeah, the land cycler is
really
not very good.
I really want just like a couple, if not more, of the green land cycle.
Wait. There is the green one is...
The green one is the best land cycle.
Oh yeah, there is a 5/7 reach. You create a food token when it enters the battlefield. Yeah, that's kind of decent. Maybe for a multicolor pile, this can get better. But yeah, nothing special.
Yeah.
Unlike this card.
Yeah, unlike this card, Shadow Summoning white-black for a sorcery. Create 2 tapped 1/1 white spirit creature tokens with flying. So yeah, and instead you just don't create 2 1/1s like normally. You create 1/1s with flying. Why not? Sure, they end the battlefield tapped. It's like slightly worse later on, but I do honestly believe that this might be one of the best cards in the entire set. This card is fucking ridiculous. Creating 2 1/1 flyers on turn 2 is absolutely bonkers. And well, sure, this is like slightly awkward late in the game. It's like, yeah, but it's still great generally speaking. It's just they enter tapped and so on. I want to give this an A in color. I'm picking it as an A-.
You're picking this as an A-? Not splashable, but it is pretty good. What would you give Lingering Souls then? And you're taking it as...
An A+.
Everything A+? Yeah, Lingering Souls is freaking crazy. Yeah, this is really good, but... would you say this is better than Printing Champion? I wouldn't.
I think it's significantly better.
I wouldn't. I pick this as a B because it's amazing. But I'm picking in color for me it's the same. It's I mean no, it is like I'm not picking it any higher in color really.
I'm not willing to go below A- from this. I think this card is. I would be surprised if this isn't in top 10 cards in the set.
Oh yeah, this is amazing. This is absolutely amazing. But I don't think a Printing Champion is a bomb.
Yeah, but Printing, I think this is significantly better.
I'm okay going down to a B+. Going up on a B+, as in color.
I mean, I'm not going below A- because I rated it A-. I'm never going below A- in color.
No, we're gonna go, Bill. We're gonna go on an average.
No.
Oh, we will. We did it for every card.
Okay, sorry. I think this might be A+ in color, so average A-.
Okay, then. I mean, it's similar, but I don't think it's a bomb.
I disagree. I very much disagree.
You don't have to say that out loud.
No,
I mean, you just said that it's...
I think you're gonna agree with this one.
You literally said it's an A+, the highest possible grade any card can have. And then you'd say, I disagree that it's not a bomb. No shit, you disagree.
But I need to make it clear.
Very good. We gotta make this 50-hour set review. Go to the next one.
Okay, Shadowfax. Lord of Horses. 3 red white for a 4/4 horse. Horses you control have haste, and because you can get a reminder text on haste, it says they can attack and tap as soon as they come under your control. Whenever Shadowfax Lord of Horses attacks, you may put a creature card with lesser power from your hand onto the battlefield, tapped and attacking. 5 mana 4/4 haste is ability is okay. Like generally, if you are planning to play this on 5, you can get something out of your hand to the battlefield and attacking, which is nice for an aggro deck. Like, I'm kind of imagining that there is a chance I'll play this card in red-white, but I don't think I will ever be excited about this in red-white, just because the baseline of 5 mana 4/4 haste is kind of whatever. Sometimes, rarely, but sometimes you don't even want to put the creature card on the battlefield attacking. And sometimes you're not gonna have that creature. I want to go for like a C- in color, and I'm picking this like a D.
Yeah, D, C- in color seems fine for me as well. The thing is, like, it looks like, okay, gonna give you a lot of tempo, but there is gonna be a good amount of times when you actually can use this ability, right? But you don't wanna be attacking with that other creature. So it's not just like a straight up tempo, and it's also a 5-drop in an aggro deck. So
yeah, generally in on turn 5, you hope to be in a position where you like all of your creatures like want to attack, but it's.
But then you don't want to have 4/4 haste on turn 5 as well.
I mean, it depends, I guess.
I don't want it. Generally. I don't think it depends. It doesn't. It depends. Jack shit.
If it gets
no. Jack shit depends.
If it gets a creature from your hand as well, like you cheat your creature into play, then I want to have it on turn.
No, generally speaking, you don't want to have a 4/4 haste on turn 5. That's the thing.
Yes.
Yeah. That's if you're speaking generally speaking. And generally speaking, you also maybe there is a really good chance you don't have a creature in your hand that is less power level, right?
Less power.
That is like 3 or 2. And that you wanna attack with. There's a lot of ifs that this needs to clear to be good. They're actually kind of crap. I'm probably gonna go down on that card.
Maybe too, probably, but I'm hoping that it's fine.
Yeah, I'm hoping that it's fine because it looks cool and it.
It's
like,
a horse.
The effect is really cool, but.
Yeah. Okay, next. Strider, Ranger of the North, 2 red green. Human Ranger for a 4/4 landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, target creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Then, if that creature has power 4 or greater, it gains first strike until end of turn. 4 mana 4/4. Again, I hate the 4. Ever since the last set, it was the last nail in the coffin. I hate 4 mana 4/4s. And the ability is nice if it survives. It's just not like the problem I have with this is that like Urabrask from the last set and in DMU was pretty medium, and it was just a 4 mana 4/4 first strike. Both of those cards were whatever, and I think this is slightly better, but I don't do this. I want to give this like a C or a C- in color, and I want to give this a C- in color, and I'm picking this a D.
And this is exactly so. I always have pull up a notepad and write like some things that I feel about what the archetypes are gonna do. And for Gruul, I have only one word: nothing. Nothing. I actually never wrote that for anything, but Gruul literally has.
You could have just 0 words. You could just write nothing.
Yeah, so actually, I could have done that, but I didn't. Gruul has no. There is no. Even the signal, like the signpost uncommons, don't tell you what Gruul is about. Well, there is like a normal green fight spell, a bite spell, I guess, and then there is a normal 4-drop. And yeah, Gruul seems like Gruul could. This doesn't mean that Gruul is bad. It just means that like the signposts, uncommons in Gruul are whatever. They're random cards. There is no draw card. There is no sacrifice synergy. There's like this thing. Okay, one huge thing. I think in this set, landfall is worse than in any other set, because you have the ring bears and you wanna discard those lands and play other things. Which also kind of seems like the 5 drops, 6 drops are gonna be worse in this set than in other sets. And in recent sets, 5 drops and 6 drops have been kind of bad. You really need a lot from them. A lot. So, yeah, I don't care about this one.
Even 4 drops you need a lot.
Even 4 drops. Even 4 drops you need a good amount. So, I'm on a D. And in color... I mean, I'm on a C. It's fine, I guess. It's fine. It's fine. But... I'm on a C minus in color. I'm on a C minus, actually.
Me too.
Because this is like most often the best way to do anything with this card is let it just be a 4/4 and keep your lands in hand and discard them with the ring bearer. That's how it feels.
Okay, I want to say, to be fair, Gruul almost never does anything. It just does smash face. It's like
that's
very rare for Gruul to do like anything but smash face.
But in this set, the signpost uncommons don't smash any face.
Yeah. They are like kind of. I think they are pointing to like being aggressive, but then they aren't really.
I don't know. Both of these cards don't seem aggressive to me at all. Both of the Gruul cards.
I mean, landfall inherent, like pumping combat pumping landfall abilities are inherently aggressive.
But you don't want to play those lands, I think. Alright. Next time we get to more interesting things.
Theoden, King of Rohan, 1 red white for a 2/3, human noble. Whenever Theoden or another human enters the battlefield and you control, target creature gains double strike until end of turn. That's one hell of a line of text. It gives double strike, and it gives double strike on ETB as well, which is very nice. 2-drop into this, you smash for like, let's say 4. Really nice. If your ring bearer on the last chapter gets in, now you suddenly deal 6 extra damage.
Yeah.
And there is like a surprising amount of there is a lot of humans. There is also like some token human makers. The best one being makes you 1/1s, 1/1 humans, and they get haste. This card seems really good to me. Like even on like the kind of the worst case, or like generally the worst case for this is you play this on turn 3 and it dies. But even then it was very good because your 2-drop attacked for like it kind of dealt you to 3 damage to your opponent's face.
This is incredible.
I think this is very good. I want to just give this a B+ in color.
In color?
Yeah.
Easy.
And I'm picking this like a B-.
I can see this going to like an A- really. I can see this like being one of the...
Yeah, I can see it as well. But there is no way this is better than Shadows.
There is a way. Like, there is a ton of humans.
Mm-hmm.
There are 2 cards, common cards in these colors that make 2 humans, make 2 humans when they enter the battlefield. Yeah, I'm picking this as a B, and in color B-, a B+.
Yeah, I changed my grade as well. I'm picking this.
You're gonna do this?
I gave it a B in color.
B in color?
Oh, B outside of color.
B outside of color, okay, yeah.
B+.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I can see it going to an A-.
For sure. It's silly.
Okay, last one, Ugluk of the White Hand. 2 black red. It's a 3/3 for an orc soldier. Whenever another creature you control dies, put a +1/+1 counter on Ugluk of the White Hand. If that creature was a goblin or orc, put 2 +1/+1 counters on it. No, this is like kind of like Legolas. It is better than Legolas because at least it's a 3/3 for another.
Yeah, it's way better than Legolas. but Legolas is unplayable.
Yeah, but it's just like kind of not that far off. It's a hill giant that gets bigger. I guess if you manage to trade your mass token or something on turn 4, it's a 5/5 when it comes down, which is good, but I think it has like too bad of a floor, and when it's just like when something dies, put counters on it. It can get
Trebuchet.
extra counters if you have the other black-red uncommon.
Yeah, it can get extra counters. I mean,
Yeah,
that's pretty
because
cool.
of Orc.
So what do you want to give it?
I want to give it a D plus or a C minus in color. Probably a D plus, and I'm picking it like
In color? What do you want to give it in color?
D plus or C minus.
I'm okay with a D plus. And out of color, I don't know, D minus. It's pretty garbage. Not one of my 3/3s that conditionally become a freaking 4/4 and hopefully 5/5. Trebuchet.
I will lose to this card multiple times, and I will probably never end up playing the card or something.
Trebuchet. Trebuchet. How do you say it? Trebuchet?
Yeah, but I'm never playing Trebuchet.
I'm always playing it. And this is the real deal with it. But I kind of don't care about it even then. Alright, we're done with the multicolored uncommons. A very different, very different power level in this one. There are a lot of them that are kind of whatever. And then there are some that are just incredible and can't go wrong with them. On to the rares of multicolored.
I'll get some water, but you can start.
Alright, I can start. Gonna go back if you don't come back in time. Aragorn, company leader for 1 and a green and white. It's a 3/3. Well, everything is gonna be legendary. I don't even wanna say it anymore. Whenever the ring tempts you, if you choose a creature other than Aragorn as your ring bearer, put your choice of a counter from among First Strike, Vigilance, Death Touch, and Lifelink on Aragorn. Okay, so choose one of those. Okay, whenever ring tempts you, good. Whenever you put one or more counters on this guy, put one of each of those kinds of counters on up to one target creature. Okay, that's freaking incredible. Alright, this one is incredible. Okay, so... Alright, so you it's a 3/3 for 3, whatever. You can trade it off. Nobody's gonna help. Nobody's gonna be like. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine, right? Oh, Frodo into Aragorn. Jesus Christ. So you can just put like First Strike on something and on this, I guess, and then you can go like Death Touch, and now everything is that's a huge problem. Like if you get it 2 times, that's crazy. If you get it once, that's still fine. Yeah, build yourself like card that cannot be blocked or... I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this. Okay, it needs some workarounds, but you need to work around. But in the end, it's not like you're making like a 3 mana 2/2, and then oh my god, this card can be incredible, but it's also garbage floor. The floor is normal 3/3. It's fine. I'm on a B minus at least. How highly I pick it? Because it does need that work. And in color. Like, you can't just, I think, switch because of this card and then try to get tempt cards. But in color, like, at least a B or a B+. What do you think?
I'm like a C+ outside of color, and in color, yeah, it's obviously very good, but it does need some work, and then it does, a little bit at least, need some things to fall in your favor. Mainly removal spells and stuff, but... I'm on a C+, I think, side of color, and probably like a B.
Alright, B in color seems fine. I like it a lot. And now we go to Aragorn, but the Uniter, for a red, green, white, and blue. You get a 5/5. Whenever you cast a white spell, create a 1/1. White, human soldier creature token. Whenever you cast a blue spell, you scry for 2. Whenever you cast a red spell, this guy deals 3 damage to target opponent. Whenever you cast a green spell, target creature gets +X until end of turn. Okay.
+4.
Oh, +4. Yeah, not really happy with this one. Okay, so if I'm playing a 4-color card, first the deck is probably gonna be slow. So that means that 3 damage to target opponent for red card is nothing. But then like +4, how good is it even? Scry 2 is not a full card, 1/1 is fine. But the thing is, like, forget about all of this. Like, none of these are game breaking. What I want to say, these are just like normal effects. The thing is, like, this is probably going to be the last thing you play. And then you got to start top decking or whatever to get something else. Because you just got a freaking 5/5 vanilla creature. You play this, if you're gonna be playing a 4-color card, that card better do a lot of things on its own without anything else. Anything else. Just anything. This doesn't do shit on its own. It's a small 5/5 for this. For this 4, it needs to be like a 10/10, and that would not be that good. But it's 5/5. Small creature for its mana cost. Very small. And you need everything else. F, unplayable card.
D minus.
D minus? There is no incolor for this one, obviously. Yeah. Okay, D minus because you want to play it. I mean, you can give it an F and play it.
No, I think it's. I mean, I think it deserves a D minus. That's about it.
So you think there is like any deck that wants this?
Yes, if you are already for some reason playing 4 colors, yes.
Okay. Says a guy who said, I never splash.
Yeah, but 4 and 5 color cards are exceptions.
Okay, whatever. I know that's a lie that you never splash. That's the first thing.
Yeah.
Arwen Mortal Queen. For 1 and a green and white, it's a 2/2. When it enters the battlefield... Oh, sorry, it enters the battlefield with an indestructible counter on it.
I mainly hate splashing cards that are like not A's or A pluses. I don't like splashing for like A minus, B plus, B.
Makes sense. For 1 and remove an indestructible counter from Arwen. Another target creature gains indestructible until end of turn, put a +1/+1 counter and a lifelink counter on that creature, and a +1/+1 counter and a lifelink counter on Arwen. Oh fuck yeah. Oh, this is the best multicolored rare that we saw so far. Alright, so 3 mana 2/2, not gonna die, that's nice. And you just pay 1 to make it a 3/3 lifelink, which is great. And you make 3/3 lifelink on something else. And that thing is also indestructible for a turn. Okay, this is kind of broken. Like a B plus. And in color an A? What do you think?
I'm picking this like a B. I don't think this is that insane. Like I'm fine with an A minus in color, but it's like sure it's indestructible and the ability is very nice, but it is only a chi-chi. Like sure it can block anything.
But it's not only a 2/2, like you pay just 1 mana and that...
Yeah. Then it's a 3/3, you remove the indestructible from it, but that's fine.
But it has lifelink and something else is... Like this makes a combat absolute nightmare for the opponent. This is good in a phase deck, in a slow deck, in whatever.
It does get killed by the red removal spell.
Oh, whatever. Okay, so A minus... you think this is worse than the souls?
I do think it's worse than shadow summoning, yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, shadow. Okay, whatever. I don't think so. The Balrog, Durin's Bane. For 5 and a black and a red, it's a 7/5. And costs 1 less to cast for each permanent sacrifice this turn. Okay, good luck. Haste, the Balrog, Durin's Bane, can't be blocked except by legendary creatures. When this thing dies, destroy target artifact or creature on opponent controls. Okay, so... You don't have treasures in this format. You have a little bit of them, right? You have... there's like 1 card? There's 1 card that makes treasures. 3 mana 2 to make a treasure. So that would make it cost 6. It has haste. When it dies, you kill something. I mean, it's not bad. I mean, there's just 1 of those. This is not very good, but... I mean, it's not horrible. It doesn't ETB, it needs to die, that's the problem.
It's only pretty horrible, right?
Yeah, it's pretty horrible. Bilbo makes treasures, but... Yeah, I guess Bilbo makes treasures. Bilbo is not a rare, it's an uncommon. I don't think this is good. I don't think this is good. Like, there is so much that you're working for, and it's not like... If I'm working a lot for something, I kind of want it to be crazy good. Not just like... Because if... You know what? I think it's fine. I'm gonna go a D+. And in color...
I'm on a D plus in color, and I'm picking like a D minus. This card seems like the best case scenario.
Trebuchet.
One of the best case scenarios is like playing this for 5, and sure it's good then, but it's like it's still not insane. Like your opponent can probably. Sure, if you can make it 6 consistently, I guess it's pretty decent.
Trebuchet.
Yes, it's fine. No, Trebuchet sucks, okay, Lola?
No, it's great.
No. It's like way worse than Lagomos in every possible way. ever, and Lagomos was good in red-black in its set, but it's so much worse than Lagomos, and Lagomos wasn't in.
I don't even know what Lagomos is.
It was the red-black uncommon in the...
In DMU?
That made it 2-1 each combat. Or like each at the beginning of your...
Wait, why is that? But you know that this one makes a flying to 1.
Yes, but you need to do stuff for it to make...
Ah, that's true, you do. Okay, anyways. Hey, what did you give it in color then?
C-.
That's fine. Doors of Durin for 3 and a red and a green. It's a it's an artifact. Everything's legendary. Whenever you attack Scry 2, then you may reveal the top card of your library. If it's a creature card, put it onto the battlefield tapped and attacking. Until your next turn, it gains trample if you control a dwarf and hexproof if you control an elf. Okay, sure. Dwarf, elf, whatever. I don't even care how many this is. How many there are. This is just in freaking incredible. This is crazy. Wow. Best card I've seen so far. Definitely the best card I've seen so far. I think this is a bomb. I think this just takes over. This is just silly. Like, so you just scry whenever you attack with anything. You just scry for 2 once, and put a creature from the top. There's a good chance you're gonna get a creature on a battlefield, and you do that every turn. You're doing that, tapped and attacking. Sure. I don't care about his ink color. I mean, I'm just gonna splash for this every time. I'm on a like A- and ink color. I'm on an A.
I think this is much more clunky than you make it out to be. First, it's a 5-mana card. Sure, when you attack, you might get a creature. You are decently likely to in fact get a creature. But there is a chance your opponent can first eat the creature that you attack with.
True.
Second, they can maybe eat the creature that you get. Third, it does fucking nothing if you're defending.
True.
And it's 5 mana. Also true, right?
True. True.
I'm on like a C+ in color. And I'm picking it as a B- in color, let's say. And I'm picking it as a C-.
Well, going with your logic, it's gonna be A- in color.
Did you stay outside of color?
A-. Yeah?
No. This is way worse than Shadow Summoning. Way worse. There is no way this card is ever better than Shadow Summoning. No fucking shot.
Yeah, give it an A- in color. You said it yourself, like it can't go lower than the grade. Give it that. Elrond, Master of Healing. It's a 2 green and blue. Whenever you scry, put a +1/+1. Okay, it's 4 mana 4/4, Simic. Whenever you scry, put a +1/+1 counter on each up to X target creatures. Where X is the number of cards looked at while scrying this way. Okay. Put a +1 counter. Okay. Whenever a creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, you may draw a card. That's a pretty good payoff for scrying. Still a 4-drop.
I think it's worse than the uncommon 2-drop.
What do you say?
I think it's worse than the uncommon 2-drop for scrying.
What about if you have a couple of those 1 mana green, scry for 3? Huh?
Sure, I guess.
It's a common, it's not even bad.
It's not good, but I guess it's not bad, yeah, sure.
I'm not gonna splash for this server, it's just like a semi card. I mean... I'm gonna C plus and in color on a B. It still needs work, it's still just a 4 mana 4/4.
Yeah, it needs work and it's still... Usually the payoff here is good.
Payoff is like really good.
Yeah, but it needs work and it still doesn't really anything when it comes... In fact, it doesn't do anything.
It literally does nothing when it enters the battlefield.
Yes.
What do you want to give it?
The payoff is... I'm not sure yet. The payoff is there, but it's just like a little slow and it's kind of weird to take your turn 4 off to play this, because I do think the best cry card might be 4 mana, at common at least. I'm on a B- in color, I think, and I'm picking like a C.
Yeah, it is a 4-drop, but the payoff is
What
pretty
did you
big.
give it outside the like...
I give it a
overall?
B in color, I mean, but B- seems
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, but in...
Outside, give it a C+.
yeah.
Eowyn Fearless Knight for 2 and a red and a white. It's a 3/4 haste. When it enters the battlefield, exile target creature an opponent controls with greater power. That's it. Legendary creatures you control gain protection from each of that creature's colors until end of turn. This is pretty damn good. It needs to be greater power, so it does need to be a 4-powered creature. But you're getting a 3/4 haste, I mean, that's fine. This is just straight up removal, if opponent has it. Now, we have people that have been playing limited for a long time, know that it's not that easy to find this kind of target.
It's easier with Amass than you would think, though, because you can just, if you know that you have this, you can try not to trade with the Amass, and they do have to.
If they even have Amass in their deck.
Yeah, but a lot of decks.
But it's not the end of the world to... I mean, 4 mana 3/4 haste is bad, but... Like, if you gotta play a 4 mana 3/4 haste, that's alright. And then when this hits, it's gonna be absolutely incredible. There is no going back. That card is never coming back from the exile. So
this is like meh, or it's literally the best card in the set. Like, I don't even...
Yeah.
Like, I think it's just
Yeah.
insanely good when it
Yeah.
hits.
And for that reason, I'm gonna give it like a B or a B- out of color. And in color, a B+. I don't still think it's not a bomb.
Oh, I'm gonna give it probably a B+ outside of color and A in... I think most decks will have a creature that hits. You can wait with this card. It's not like, obviously you would hope to play this on 4. You can wait this because it does kind of just win outright when it hits.
Does a lot. Yeah, it's crazy.
It can't be blocked. Oh well, it can be blocked, but it can't be blocked from creatures that share
Oh yeah, there's
color
this protection
thing.
phase. I'm okay with a B+
Yeah.
out of color and going to a bomb rating in color. I'm gonna be splashing for this.
Like, yeah, I think it's just like, sure, like in 20%, 10% of your games, it's just gonna be a 4 mana 3/4 haste. But then, and in like, let's say 20% of your games, it's gonna be an insanely good 4-drop, and it just wins basically on 4. And in the rest of the games, you'll just probably have to wait. In most games, you probably don't have to wait for long. In some games, you have to wait for longer. Or you just, like, play the 4 mana 3/4 because it attacks a wall suddenly in some scenario. But if it has ever hits, it's devastating.
So what do you give it?
I'll go B plus A. What do you want to give it?
That seems fine. Give it a B+ A for me as well.
Okay.
Faramir, Prince of Ithilien. For 2 and a white and a blue, it's a 3/3. At the beginning of your end step, choose an opponent. At the beginning of that player's next end step, you draw a card if they didn't attack you that turn. Otherwise, create 3 1/1s. What? What? What is this? Is this the best one so far? Even if they remove it, you draw a card.
Yeah, you draw a card if they...
Or make it 3 1/1s.
I mean, they're never gonna attack one. Yeah.
Oh! Holy... Wow! And this is a set with ring bearers where a lot more attacks are gonna be happening when the board is stalled or something. Oh my god. Yeah, this is one that you pick and you wanna play in any deck. Probably an A-, how highly I pick it. In color, A+.
I can't with a good conscience give this a higher grade than the last card, personally. Because while I do think this always is very good, it doesn't have the insanely... Like, it can be just fine, also. And the other card is, like, most of the time insane. Most of the time, the card is, after all, gonna be removed. You draw a card or something.
I think most of the time this is better. The thing with this one is... There is no fail case. Like, opponent...
Yeah, but it's like... the fail case is 4 mana 3/3 draw a card, kinda. Which is great, but it's not insane by any means. And I think that's gonna be a pretty common scenario.
The thing is, like...
You also stop an attack, which is...
The fail case with other card is you lose the game. Because you waited and now you messed up your turns and you lose the game.
But I think it's so much better when it hits. Like, I think the upside with the other card is insane. I don't think... Oh, like, I think the 60% of the time, the other card is gonna be, or even 70, but let's say 60% of the time, the other card is gonna be considerably better than this card.
I don't agree.
Remaining 20%, 30%, I do think. Or like, let's say 10%, 20%, 30% of time it's gonna be about similar, and the rest it's gonna be...
I don't agree. This one, like, if opponent doesn't have removal right away, if they have it, that's fine. But if they don't have it, this
Yeah,
card,
but
like,
your opponent will have removal, like, very often.
why?
Because you have... Like, 4-drops are precisely the type of creatures you often... Like, you are not gonna spend your removal before turn 4, usually.
You can wait with this one if you wanna. Why not? It's gonna be.
Yeah, you can, but it's obviously worse when it's, like, the longer you wait.
It's not worse. This guy profits. Like, of course, he's best on turn 4. The other card is best on turn 4 as well. But if you can play this always on turn 4, it's gonna be the best 4-drop you can ever play. And
4 mana 3/3 draw card is not as special.
4 mana 3/3 draw a card if opponent had removal for it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
If opponent had removal for it, this card profits from
Like, I don't, to me, anything that doesn't on ETB do something very good that isn't like a 2-drop can't get an A rating. It can get an A minus. Like, I'm not.
This
gonna,
has
I'm gonna give
ETB.
this an A I'm gonna give this an A minus. Yeah, you draw a card.
Yeah.
But it's not like anything like that special.
And that's only if it gets removed, right?
Yes. Obviously, this will over time take over the game, but there is a bunch of cards in most sets that do that.
The thing is, it's not only that. It's also like this is like the best case the worst scenario for this card.
Yeah, but I think the worst scenario is gonna be relatively common, is what I'm saying.
I don't think so. This is the worst scenario for this card, right? Opponent has removal for it, and it's still incredible, right? And you can play it at any point of the game. Now,
Incredible idea.
wait. That's not it. Opponent also doesn't attack that turn. Opponent also doesn't attack that turn. That's freaking huge.
Yeah, that's why I'm in an A minus in color and not like a B in color or B plus in color.
I mean, I'm on an A minus straight away. Like, just how highly I pick it.
I think this is worse than shadow summoning.
Oh my god. And, yeah, okay. And, yeah, this is the best card I've seen so far. Easy.
I very much disagree. That's fine.
Well, I guess we average it to an A then. This is gonna get to an A plus for sure.
No way. No,
fucked
there
up.
is no shot a card that doesn't most often win the game on ETB is an A plus. No way.
If they let this, like, the longer the game, this makes the game go long, because you're just gaining life all the time, right? And the longer it goes, the more sure you are about a win.
Yes. But
Okay.
it's not Stunfall.
Okay, alright. Flame of Honor. For 1 and a blue and a red, choose 1. If you control a wizard as you cast this spell, you may choose 2 instead. Oh, one second. Go back to the previous card. What grade did the Seed Shark get?
A plus. A Sheet Shark is considerably better because it's 3-drop.
But they kill a Seed Shark, and it literally was... it was worse.
But
it was same as any 3-drop, as a D minus 3-drop. It was the same.
Yeah, but it was harder to kill, first of all. Second of all, it was a 3-drop, which is massively different to a 4-drop.
But this 4-drop made opponent not attack that turn, and it gave you an extra card.
Yeah,
While Seed Shark just died. Okay? Flame of Honor. For 1 and a blue and a red, choose 1. If you control a wizard as you cast this spell, you may choose 2 instead.
Seed Shark also won the game way faster.
Wait, Seed Shark does... your rule, ETB, when it ETBs...
No, that doesn't apply to under 4 mana value creatures.
Okay, that makes sense. Target player draws 2 cards. Destroy target artifact. Flame of Honor deals 5 damage to target creature. Okay, I mean, choosing just one of these, 3 mana, deal 5 damage to something at instant speed, or you draw 2 cards, or I guess you destroy an artifact, why not? Like, the more the merrier, but these 2 effects are pretty damn good. How many common wizards do we even have? 0. Oh.
Uncommons? Do we have any uncommon wizards?
Do we have uncommon wizards? There are 2. There is a Gandalf and Saruman. Well, there are 2.
That's more than none.
That's... it is more than none. Yeah. 2 uncommons in blue. I mean, it's still good. It's still a good card. Out of color. I mean, I'm not picking this highly out of color. I'm picking out of color. I'm picking it as like a C minus in color. At least a B B in color B.
Yeah, I'm on like a C, D plus and a B as well. It's a great removal spell, and I guess I'll go C.
And in color B minus.
B.
Yeah. Fine,
good removal spell.
Yeah, and it's nice when you don't want to remove something to draw cards. Why not? So you don't waste the turn.
I'll give it a C plus actually. Outside of color, I can.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Galadriel of Lothlorien, I hope. For 1 and a green and a blue, it's a 3/3. When the ring tempts you, if you choose a creature other than Galadriel, as your ring bearer, scry for 3. Whenever you scry, you may reveal the top card of your library. If a land card is revealed this way, put it on the battlefield tapped. Ooh, that's a lot. Whenever you scry. Oh, that's kind of a lot. Like, okay, sorry about the dog outside. And it's...
in your basement, sorry.
In my basement, in my cage. That's great. I'm on a out of color like a C plus or a B minus, and in color a B. What do you think?
Yeah, something.
C plus out of color.
Could even be a B plus in color. Like,
yeah.
Sure, it doesn't really do anything if you top deck it late, but that's fine. Except it makes all of your cards kind of very good. On 3, this is very good. It can die. It's not that hard to kill, but it's also fine. And getting just like Scry 3 on your tempting ring cards is nice. Very nice. You will also never have to play your lands again because you get lands. So you can loot them all away. You can search for your other tempt cards and scry cards to get more lands on the battlefield while getting rid of lands. I'm on a B plus in color, I think, maybe. And C, I'm picking it like a C plus.
In color, what do you say?
B plus.
I'm okay with a B plus, yeah, and C plus out of color. Seems good. Gandalf the Grey for 3 and a blue and a red. It's a 3/4. Whenever you cast an instant sorcery spell, choose one that hasn't been chosen. You may tap or untap target permanent. Gandalf the Grey deals 3 damage to each opponent. Copy target instant sorcery spell you control. You may choose new targets for the copy, or put a Gandalf on top of its owner's library. Okay. Just copying one spell is pretty damn good. But it is a 5 mana 3/4. Copying one spell is really good. This is perfect for your blue-red deck
No, I don't want this. This is a 5-drop creature. No.
But if you cast the 3 mana spell double two times.
Fair, yeah.
It is a 5 mana 3/4. That's a big deal. And that's a problem.
It's a 5 mana 3/4 that doesn't also like do anything right away, and then you still need other stuff to...
Very bad body, and you need other stuff. Yeah. The problem...
Yeah.
Okay, so... Alright, if this card had 2 effects that are incredibly good. Copy target instant sorcery spell is amazing, that's one great effect. And then if it had another one, then I would be way higher on it. But it's just one, like 3 damage to every opponent, tap or untap, put it on top, that's not what I want. So, not very good card. I'm gonna give it a...
I wouldn't like it even if it had a secondary. So bad when it comes down, I don't like... Even if all of the 4 abilities were great, I don't think this card would be good.
I wonder how highly I pick it. I don't think it's unplayable. I'm gonna be on a D minus. And in color...
D plus?
D plus, yeah, D plus. That's maybe high, but let's go with it. That's probably high. That's probably way too high.
Yeah.
Are we gonna give it a D in color?
Sure.
Yeah, we are gonna give it a D. And that might be too high. But this one is bad. Alright.
I mean, it is Gandalf the Grey, so it isn't the, like, busted Gandalf. It's only Grey so far.
I mean, but it should be better than Frodo.
Yeah.
Like it should be like at least a lot worse than Frodo, not like incredibly worse. I don't even know what the hell. Gimli, Mournful Avenger. For 1 and a red and a green. It's a 3/2. When it sorry, it has indestructible as long as 2 or more creatures died under your control this turn. So that's a line of text, flavor text. Whenever another creature you control dies, put a +1/+1 counter on Gimli. When this ability resolves for the 3rd time this turn, Gimli fights up to 1 target creature you don't control. Okay, this one is way better than the last card, but...
Wait, no. It's a 3-mana 3/2 that doesn't have any text.
Well, basically every card is a way better card than the last one.
I disagree. I think this is an F.
I mean, how can it be an F? Like, so every time a creature you control dies, this is gonna become bigger, right?
Oh yeah, fair. Okay,
So
D-.
it's not just a vanilla creature, but it's not much better than a vanilla creature. Ingrul. I don't know how you're gonna make 3 creatures die. You're not making 2 creatures die. It's like your creatures under your control. So I'm gonna pick this as a D-. I'm gonna pick this as a D. I'm gonna pick it as a D. And in color, I mean, if you're Gruul, right? If you're 100% Gruul, the first line of text is flavor. It's like just like it grows whenever another creature you control dies. That's it. It's not easy. Like if a card is kind of bad, but it needs to. If one creature dies, it's a 4/3, right? This is like a billion times better than the Legolas. But
Yeah.
Legolas is one of the worst, if not the worst card we saw. Yeah, I don't know why it's not a 3/3. I would be very happy with this card if it was a 3/3. But the problem is it just becomes a 4/3 when it...
I don't think this card would be good even if it was a 3/3. I think it would be fine if it was a 3/3, but I don't think it would be great still.
I'm on a C- in color. I think it's fine.
I'm picking this as a D-, and in color I think this is a D-. Okay, fine, D.
Okay, D from me then. D plus. We got to D plus then? Like D.
Is it fine that I deleted the ceiling for the last card? Because I actually don't think I think it's a D- in color.
You can put, we can go D-, D- for the last card.
Yeah, D-, D-.
For the Gandalf. How can Gandalf? How did the Fellowship become this? And some random things that I don't even know what they are. Or what the hell? King of the Oathbreakers for 2 and a white and a black. It's a 3/3 flyer. I mean, it's already way better than the last few cards. Whenever King of the Oathbreakers or another spirit you control becomes the target of a spell, it phases out. Oh. Whenever this thing or another spirit you control phases in, create a tapped 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. This one is pretty good.
So basically, it just can't be killed most.
Oh, yeah, it can't be killed by accepting combat.
But do you get the 1/1s? You do need to probably target it yourself most of the time, because your opponent is never gonna target it.
You can't use tricks. I mean, it's not very. It's not
very good.
It's not very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
out. Yeah.
It's not very good. Like it's a 4-mana 3/3 flyer that's harder to kill. They can't kill with removal. You can use tricks. Why would?
Yeah, but then it can't attack if you use tricks because it faces out.
Yeah, why would I use tricks? Oh, in response to reds. To all the reds everybody's gonna have. Okay, that's amazing. Yeah.
Okay. I think this might be about as good as the last card, actually.
I mean, a 4-mana 3/3 flyer is in 2 colors. I don't know. This is no longer... I mean, actually, this set is kind of lower on power level, so like flyers might be better. But then there are some cards that are incredible.
I think this is pretty similar to... Like, obviously last set was pretty powerful, but I think this is in line with most.
I don't know. I'm picking this as a... I guess D. And in color, D+, probably.
I'm on a D- and a D, because that's what I gave the last card. And I think this might be worse than the last card, honestly.
Loto Corrupt Sheriff. Sheriff? I don't even know what it is. For a white and a black, it's a 2/1. Whenever a player casts their second spell each turn, you will lose 1 life and create a treasure token. Yeah, I'm okay with this one. Still nothing special, because it's a 2/1 and it's any player, right? But no battles in this set, so that's harder. No Convoke in this set, so yes. Like Strobe Knight was incredible in the last set, and it would be fine in any set, but it would not be as good as in the last set, in basically any set. Like in the last set, it was
I disagree, but
Convoke and Battles. It's like Convoke and Battles.
yeah, but I don't. I think Strobe Knight was personally one of the most overrated cons in the. I don't think Strobe Knight was. I think it was like a B.
The stats say otherwise. Doesn't have much worse stats than the Printing Champion.
Like a B. Okay, fine.
Yeah, this is whatever. I mean, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm picking it as a D, and in color C minus.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and see, yeah, now they can't hear you. It's when you don't talk in the microphone.
Yeah, but I can't talk to the microphone all the time because I need to look other way sometimes because my other screen is.
What kind of a microphone do you even have? All right. Anyways, next. What do you give the last card? Same thing.
Yeah, same.
What the fuck? Show us your microphone and
you can put it. You can put my voice higher.
You have the same voice as me when you're talking in the mic. If I put it higher, it's gonna be super high when you're not talking when you're talking actually in the mic.
Okay, fine. Okay.
I can put you higher if you're never gonna talk into mic. Mary, Esquire of Rohan. For red and white, it's a 2/2 haste. And it has first strike as long as it's equipped. And whenever you attack with this and other legend to their creature, draw a card. It's alright. It's fine. It's fine. I'm picking it as like a D+, and in color, I'm okay with a C.
I'm on like a C minus and a C plus. Like it's not particularly hard to draw a card with this. The problem is that it's not gonna be able to attack the wall. But then again, you can just like use a removal spell, use a trick. Like I don't think it's gonna be that uncommon to just get a card out of it. It's still a 2-mana 2/2 haste.
Yeah, it's like if the ring tempts you, but you're not gonna have like a creature, the ring tempt you, and then play this without this just dying when it attacks, right? There's like a lot of things need to go right.
You might have like removal or combat tricks that can make this attack for sure.
But you also need to have another creature, and you also need to. There's a lot of hoops to jump through.
I think, but I think it's still gonna be like decently common for this to draw a card.
I'm okay with a C+ in color. I'm fine with that. Pippin, Guard of Citadel, for white and a blue, it's a 2/2, Vigilant Sword 1. Tap, another creature control gains protection from the card type of your choice until end of turn. Okay, here we go. A card freaking type? They block with a creature, protection from creature. They remove it with anything, protection from anything that you choose. Wow. Yeah. Okay, this is different. That's crazy good. Wow, Pippin, doing work, huh? B minus and in color, like B plus probably.
Yeah, it's not quite as good as the 1-drops with this text, which we have in Vintage Cube. But it's not that far off.
Yeah.
Because like this is significantly better to remove, but then it has the word 1 at least, which is something. Yeah, I could even see this going to an A minus in color, but I'll start with this a B plus.
Crazy. We're onto the Samwise. How do I say?
I'm picking it as a B because I think it's about like I can't check because I've filtered things, but I think I gave the blue-white uncommon a B.
Okay. Next, Samwise. How do I say the surname? Gamgee? I forgot. Anyways.
Me too.
For green and white, it's a 2/2.
I don't know.
In my defense, when my father read me Lord of the Rings, that was on Serbian, not even Croatian. So we didn't have this surname. Whenever,
even if he read them in English,
Gamgee?
you can't be sure that he read them correct in English, even if he read them in English.
Oh, he would probably not read it correct, that's true. Whenever another non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, create a food token, okay? Sacrifice 3 foods, return target historic card, which is artifact or legendary, and saga, I guess, from your graveyard to your hand. Okay, that's really good. That is really good. Also, food can help you survive longer when you have the mana to get 3 life if you want that. Not on creature, yeah, this is insanely good. This is just really good. It still like needs to be played first before you do other things, so...
Yeah, I think this is like a little worse than some of the like uncommon 2-drops. Not much worse, but a little bit worse than
I'm on a C plus as a base, but in color, I'm actually okay with a B or a B plus.
I'm on like a C. I'm fine with the B. I can see it going to a B minus as well.
Let's go with a B then. Yeah. Saruman of many colors for 3, white, blue and black. It's a 5/4 with ward. Now this is a different type of ward. Discard an enchantment, instant or sorcery card. So opponent cannot interact with this unless they have enchantment, instant or sorcery in their hand to discard. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, each opponent mills 2 cards. When 1 or more cards are milled this way, exile target enchantment, instant or sorcery card with equal or lesser mana value than that spell from an opponent's graveyard. Copy the exiled card. You may cast the copy without paying its mana cost. They sure put a lot of weird things on the Saruman. Okay, so very hard to deal with. You need to have removal and you need to have enchantment, instant or sorcery in your hand. Right, so it's super hard. And if they kill it, that's kind of fine. Like they just used 2 probably really good cards. Okay, so you gotta cast the second spell for this to be worth it, obviously.
I honestly think you are hoping that your opponent removes this when you cast this.
That's also might be true.
Like, yeah, kinda.
But okay, if you do manage to cast the second spell, so the second spell that you cast, they mill 2 cards. You can choose any enchantment, instant, or sorcery card with equal or less value than that second spell from which graveyard? From an opponent's graveyard. It doesn't have to be from the milled cards.
Yeah.
Like that's incredibly powerful.
The problem is that you do still need to double spell, which means that your second spell is not probably gonna be that expensive.
But it's still very powerful, right?
Yeah, sure.
The problem is like you're playing this is a 3-color card. You're not gonna be casting it super early. The body is very, 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 very bad. This is incredibly small body for a 6-drop in 3 colors. And you need to work a lot. Like, the payoff is amazing, but you need to work a lot. It's hard to deal with, but I don't think anybody needs to deal with it. The payoff is there if you can do it.
I'm not sure if the payoff is even there. The payoff is kinda there, but I don't think it makes up for this being 3 colors and it being absolute dog shit when you cast a card.
Yeah.
Like
you can play this and your second spell, but how much mana do you really have for that?
Yeah, then you cast like the 1-drop.
Yeah. So the payoff is there when you get it, but the problem is you're not gonna get it enough to be worth it. Really, it's. I think this is. I'm very, very sad, but I think this is a very, very bad card.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, I'm picking it as a D, and I think it's gonna go down very, very fast. I just would like to believe. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I'm picking this as a D minus, and I think in color it's like, well, in color, I guess it's not in color, but I think it's like a D. I think it's still a D minus. Like,
there is no in color, right? You're never 3 colors.
I don't think this card is just worth playing in your deck. Like, it's hard to cast. You have to. It's a 6-drop. Like, the earliest you can do something with this is on turn 7. You need to turn 7, assuming you hit 6 lands or 6 lands first. Then you need to be able to double spell. You need your second spell to be I guess it's gonna be at least 3 generally. But like getting a 2-drop ain't gonna do it. Like get casting a 2-drop for free. Because this card was so bad originally. And like you're likely gonna just be dead if you play this because it was a 6 mana 5/4.
This could be an F.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a D minus because it's Saruman.
Yeah, I'm gonna go D minus because sure it's Saruman, but it's more like it's a really cool card.
Man.
So, okay. I'm just said day 1 I'm taking this as pack 1 pick 1, day 2 I'm taking this as pack 1 15. Exactly. Like when I see this first time, I'm just gonna take it. But if you want to win, don't pick this card, right? Well, what can you do? Okay, we got Sauron. What did I do to these? What did I do to these cards, by the way? We got Sauron, the Dark Lord. Okay, let's see. For 3 and a blue and a black and a red, it's a 7/6. Ward, sacrifice a legendary artifact or legendary creature. Okay, that's doable. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, amass Orcs 1. Whenever an army you control deals combat damage to a player, the ring tempts you. Whenever the ring tempts you, you may discard your hand. If you do, draw 4 cards. Okay, this is different. Okay, this is different. It's not a 5/4, but it's a 7/6. Like, it got +2/+2. Same mana cost, and 3 colors as well. The ward is worse on this one, but it's still fine. So they're gonna be, like, if they remove it right away, they're gonna be losing the removal, obviously. They're gonna be sacrificing a legendary artifact or a legendary creature. You're also gonna be getting amass Orcs 1. Making Ring Tempt You is incredible. Oh, this is a pretty good one. This one doesn't need a lot of work. This one, like, opponent you just play a game and it's gonna be good. But I'm actually picking this one as a C+. But because it's 3 colors, right? There is no in-color grade here, but it's this is a good splash. This is a really good splash.
Yeah, I think I'm picking this as it's a good splash, but it's not a spectacular splash by any. Like, it's not that insane. It's good, but it's 6 mana, 7/6 doesn't really do anything when it comes. I'm picking this as C-, maybe even D+. I don't sure I can splash this, but I don't really want to splash this. I will splash it, but it's not something I will go out of my way to splash for or anything.
I think this works. It's like draw 4 cards when you ring tempts you.
Yeah.
An opponent just natural like playing things is pretty good. Yeah, I think it's good. Sauron's.
What did you give it?
A C+. Sauron's Ransom for 1 and blue and black. It's an instant. Choose an opponent. They look at the top 4 cards of your library and separate them into face down pile and a face up pile. Put 1 pile into your hand and the other into the graveyard. The ring tempts you. Atris. This is not. It's 4 cards though. It's 1 less mana. And the ring tempts you. Atris, this is not. It's not bad. It's fine. It's instant speed. I mean, it's not horrible, I think. It's not very good though. I love this minigame. This is like my favorite type of one of my favorite things in Magic.
Just reprint Fact or Fiction counts.
It's fine. Let's I think this is like a C-, and in color probably a C.
Yeah, I'm picking this I agree with C in color, and I'm picking this like a D+.
Actually, I give it a D+ for me. It's not gonna put me in the mirror. Yeah, give it a D+. Shagrat, Loot Bearer for 2 black and red. This one probably gonna be good because I don't even know who it is. When it's somebody famous, it's crap. 4/4. When Shagrat
okay, real question. Do you know any of the names of the Orc Lords or the Orc leaders? I at least don't.
It's like 1 or 2. Probably 1 or 2. When Shagrat Loot Bearer attacks, attach up to 1 target equipment to it. Okay. Then amass Orc X, where X is the number of equipment attached to this thing. Okay. It's not gonna be good. Yeah, okay. Well, common equipment is garbage. There is 1 common equipment in red, which is bad. Wow, okay, anyways, bad card, picking it as a D-, and in color, I can give it a C-, I guess. Maybe you have equipment, I don't think you will have equipment though.
I'm picking it as an F, and in color I think it's an F. Okay,
I mean,
fine,
how can a 4 mana 4/4 be an F?
I think 4 mana 4/4 is a D or a D-, D- maybe.
But in color, like you're in Rakdos.
Yeah, I'm really hoping never to put this into my Rakdos deck. I really don't want a 4 mana 4/4 in my deck.
Oh wait. You can attach opponent's equipment to this. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty darn cool. D+. Okay, I'm down to D+, even though that's pretty cool. I actually, give it a D+ for me. Like, it's playable.
Okay, fine. D minus, D minus. D minus D, I guess.
Right. D- is how highly I pick it out of color. That's staying on that one. Sharky, Tyrant of the Shire. Sharky. For 2 and a blue and a black, it's a 2/4. Activate abilities of lands your opponent control can be activated unless they're mana abilities. This guy has all activated abilities of lands your opponents control except mana abilities. Mana abilities of any type can be spent to activate. Mana of any type can be spent to activate Sharky's abilities. Yeah.
If your opponent, for some reason, has like 3 of the legendary lands in their deck, maybe you can sideboard this in. Probably still not. It's still so bad because it's a
It's so
format
bad.
2/4.
Oh yeah. Wow.
You can sacrifice it if they have the colorless land or the land that can sacrifice this edge for a land.
What is that? Yeah, we can sacrifice this thing and get a land in the play.
I mean, land is probably better than this G4.
Well, I don't know. If you had to pay 4 mana for like 5 mana
Yeah.
for that land. Anyways, okay, guys. You guys are never happy. So everybody's always crying how every set is a Prince format. Well, this one is definitely not gonna be a Prince format. Right? The rares are generally crap in this set. The rares are generally really bad.
Yeah, and usually like the multicolor ones have, on average, probably the best ones. Like a lot of them are usually very good, and these are just a couple of great ones, and then there is a lot of really bad ones.
So yeah, everybody who said, and that's a lot of people constantly like this. Every set is a Prince format for you. Like the last Prince format was probably WoW, Crimson WoW, and before that I don't even remember what was the last Prince format. So this one is definitely not gonna be Prince format. So you guys should be like the happiest people in the world. Rares suck. You're gonna be playing with commons and uncommons, and you're not gonna be dying to bombs because there are not many bombs. So be happy with that one. We are on to, like, every rare gets a really bad grade. The uncommons actually got way better grades than the rares, basically. Also, but alternating around cards, we decided it's way faster. Like if we can actually do it when it's 2 of us. Okay, we can change that up. That seems fine. But one of us reads the rares, then one of us reads the uncommons, and so on. So we alternate like that. But now that it's 2 of us, we can actually switch it around.
Yeah, that's fine by me.
When it's 3, it's like all of us discuss it, and it's like, whose turn is it next? Like, and then we have like 5-second pause, which is with having 300 cards to review, it's too much. Then we can't speed run the tier list like we usually do.
Yeah, exactly. But now that Scotty isn't here, we can definitely speed run.
We have time for that, yeah. So you can read the next one.
Okay, a Shelob, Child of Ungoliant. 4 black-green for an 8/8 spider demon. Death Touch, Ward 2. Other spiders you control have Death Touch and Ward 2. Whenever another creature dealt damage this turn by a spider you control dies, create a token that's a copy of that creature, except it's a food artifact with 2 tap. Sacrifice this artifact, you gain 3 life and lose all other card types. So it's a 6 mana 8/8, makes your opponent's creature foods if they get blocked by this, or if they block this, basically. Sure, it's very big. Like, this is good, but I don't think this is insane. Watchu is very nice on this, but it's effectively a 6 mana 8/8 that creates some food tokens.
It has about 2.
Yeah.
That's super important for this one, right?
It also can't be like triple blocked. Or it can, but then they lose all of their creatures. I'm on like, it's obviously good, but I don't think it's insane. I'm like a B plus how I'm picking it, and I think it's like a B in color.
So the food token still has the abilities.
Oh, and it loses all. Oh yeah, it loses all of the card type. Yeah.
And like, if you're creating something that ETBs or whatever, you're gonna get ETB.
Yeah, but they need to also themselves block the thing because
Yeah.
they can choose which one of the creatures they get.
Are there any other spiders? Like, I really didn't look
There is
for
a
a spider
one-drop
type.
spider. There is a one-drop spider, I think, with death touch. One death touch for one.
Oh, that's the only one. Yeah, that's the only one.
Yeah.
So that's the only one on common. Well, what do you give it?
A B in color and C plus outside.
The when you like as how you take it before you know your Golgari, right?
C plus, yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay with a C minus. I'm okay with a C, and the ceiling.
Yeah, I'll go down there C as well. Yeah.
No, I'm okay with a C. Like how highly I pick it. Just
Yeah.
Ah.
Me too.
I'm okay with a B minus. I mean, because like
Yeah.
the foods give you if this doesn't get blocked, let's say it's damage, and if it does, like okay, maybe you get an abilities. Like a lot of things have abilities that are relevant, so that's fine. But you can just sacrifice it for 3 life. Like getting some life on getting life on your high costed creatures is super important. Like a lot of times, of course, this is not exactly it because like when we have 5 drops and 6 drops, they gain you life on ETB. That completely differentiates them from other 5 drops and 6 drops because even if they kill it, well, you got that life because that card was probably stuck in your hand for a while and you are not double spelling or something. So that's always huge. But so this one like kinda has it. But it's also an 8/8 and Ward 2 is big. Because sure they might have like 3 mana kill it or something, but Ward 2 makes it so the biggest problem with 6 drops that make one body, like by far the biggest problem, is opponent kills it for like 3 mana and you just it's not only that you're 3 mana down, it's also that they were kind of playing their cards all the time and this 6 drop was waiting in your hand because you gotta wait to get to that 6 mana. But when this has Ward 2, it makes it so it's gonna trade at least evenly to mana or something. So I'm fine. I'm gonna be minus in color. I think this is a really good 6 drop, but it's still a 6 drop. Like it's very hard to give 6 drop a higher grade than a B minus.
Yeah, I did go up to C plus B because it does end the game pretty fast. It's very hard to block, and the fact that you create foods means that it is pretty hard to raise still.
I'm okay with a B. Okay, I'm okay with a C plus B as well. Yeah. That seems fine to me. Still, like, it is a 6 drop, right? All of these effects and these, like, a huge body on 4 drop or something would be a lot different. Smeagol. Oh, yeah. Oh, this is nice. Like, this is actually really good that when there's 2 of us. We're used to 3. Because when I end talking, like, usually I can read it, and same for you. Smeagol, helpful guide. For 1 and a black and a green. It's a 4/2. At the beginning of your end step, if a creature died under your control this turn, the ring tempts you. Whenever the ring tempts you, target opponent reveals cards from top of their library until they reveal a land card. Put that land card onto the battlefield tapped under your control and the rest into their graveyard. For some reason I saw your graveyard for a second there. That would be nasty for people that are not kind in paper. Just steal the opponent's cards, go home. Oh yeah, their graveyard. So this before it became a golem or no, this is like when it was going through an identity crisis, I guess. So 3 mana 4/2 is pretty bad, like whatever. But I mean, making the ring tempt you ability is great, is really nice, and it's not the end of the world if this is a 4/2 and trades. But also, if you attacked and a creature traded, that's really good. Like you get a tempt on the end step, and you get a card. You get a land card on the battlefield. That's really good. If you this can lead to some crazy things, right? If you play something on 2 and you attack with it, and your opponent trades, and you play this, you just ramped, and the ring tempted you, and every other tempt is gonna ramp you. I like this card a lot. I'm gonna pick it as a C minus, and in color I think it's a B minus.
Yum.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking if I'm like this more or less than the last card, but I guess I'll like it a little bit less. So I'm gonna C and a B minus.
Okay. You give it what do you give it, like a C minus for a starting grade?
C.
Yeah, C seems fine. Tom Bombadil, the most.
My turn, yeah.
Huh? Alright, so
my turn, yeah. Tom Bombadil, Wooburg.
Sorry.
For a 4/4. Oh my lord, you get a 4/4 for Wolberg. It's a god board. Oh my god, that's 10 out of 10 types. As long as there are 4 or more lore counters among sagas you control, it has hexproof and indestructible. Whenever the final chapter ability of a saga you control resolves, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a saga card. Put the card on the battlefield and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. This ability triggers only once each turn. Oh, a fantastic F. Wait, why?
It's like, could you guys access the tier list from that link?
Oh.
No? Okay, blame NCA. I'm gonna give you now the
I
correct
can
link.
access the link with that link.
You can, yeah, of course you can.
Oh yeah, I didn't. Oh yeah.
No, never mind. Just continue. Jonas gave me a new link. It's good.
I didn't make it a public link. Yeah.
Here we go, guys. This is the new link. Okay, so the most overpowered character in Lord of the Rings, probably the most overpowered. What is it good? NCA?
Yeah, A+.
Did you start talking about it? Like, you didn't say anything. Did you just say F or?
I talked about it. It has fantastic types, I think. Like the types are top tier on the card, so it has to be good at least due to that. But it's a Wolberg for a 4/4, so
Yeah. Even the most overpowered things are the rares are so weak. This is gonna be interesting. Like people, yeah, this is gonna be interesting. It's the rares being bad. Like it means I like rares being good, but it actually means that nobody is gonna have like a ride of Sunfall or something. You're gonna have to like draft the deck well. It is just unplayable garbage. Yeah, this cannot make any deck. It cannot. Okay, you play it. Have your fun. I don't know what you're gonna do with this except make it a 4/4 for 5 trillion mana. Yeah, there is no deck in existence in Lords of the Rings draft where this is gonna be better than a land. A 18th land, 19th land, any land.
39th land, yeah, better than worse than a 39th land, yeah.
Oh, definitely.
When you're playing 40 lands, then you probably should put this card into your deck, but that's about it.
So you can now access the tier list so far. By the way, guys, you're not giving us like a lot of grades today. Just write your grades in chat when you think about something, especially if you don't agree with us. It's nice to see. Alright, we are on to white. Commons. Banish from Edoras. For 4 and a white, it's a sorcery.